on a first date with a guy and he use a coupon, is that a turn off? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just don't do all that. Use that for your mom, your sister, your aunt.
Okay, so say you was a 10 when you met him, right? You see he use a coupon, what's his rating go down to?
Like a 6.
That's tough.
Well, I'm not asking you to justify why you do the work that you do.
But, like,
I'm asking why you have. I would assume that you would not categorize yourselves as traditional women.
I was. My point was, like, I was traditional, and no one knew
What?
about this other side of
Sure.
me, right? So,
Well,
like,
how long have you been doing OnlyFans?
like a year.
Okay. So my question is that you're not, none of you are traditional women, yet you have very traditional expectations of men. How do you reconcile that?
All they had to do was admit that they like traditional men but don't want to be traditional themselves.
Show my love for you.
Can men menstruate?
Yes, ma'am.
Menstruate?
Have their periods.
No,
Why are some people saying out of that, do you think?
because they're dumb.
See how smart people are and how people have common sense when you go outside of that woke bubble? She didn't understand the question. She didn't get it because it's that stupid.
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
I am gender neutral, so I am not a female nor am I a male. I would be in between. So right here would be my pronouns. So instead of she or he, you would refer as Z. Instead of her or him, you would refer as zer. Instead of her or his, it would be zer. Yes, in the back.
So I'm sorry, I'm confused. Are you Mr. Darren? Miss Darren?
No, I am teacher Darren. There would be no Mr. or Mrs. in front of that, just teacher Darren.
I'm confused. I guess I'm.
What are you confused about?
I'm confused over the whole thing.
Why do we have to learn this?
Well, because this is how the world is changing now. So the world progresses and we progress with the world. Yes, in the back.
Can we just call you by what you look like your pronouns are?
No, because that would be disrespectful.
Imagine paying for these classes, for these teachers to make it all about themselves. They don't care. They came to learn what they paid for, not to learn about you.
I would love to disrupt your meeting.
Do you think I fear people that think they're women or think they're men?
I do think that your rhetoric is transphobic, and I think it's harmful to trans people. And I think that you should fuck off and get off campus.
Oh, okay. So I should be silenced, not allowed to speak. Is that what you do when people prove you wrong? You kick them off campus?
No, I don't think that there should be any like university sanctioned thing that says Charlie Kirk can't be here. But
Oh,
if
okay.
students are able to organize against you and kick your ass off campus, that'd be awesome.
Oh, okay. You could tell a lot by who's willing to have a conversation and who's not willing. Usually the people that are the ones protesting and not talking are on the wrong side of history.
Yeah, just look at the civil rights movement.
With one of your cronies.
One of my cronies.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's a good way to describe our wonderful student group here. I wish you the very best, that you live a free life. You have the right to be wrong. So, and I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Why am I a piece of shit?
I just told you, man, you're trans.
Oh, I'm transphobic, right? Okay.
They just run their mouths, dismiss their arguments, and then get mad. What's new here?
Biological man swooped in and won a women's beauty pageant. Who do we think should have won the title based on the photo alone?
Probably her.
So the woman on the right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume the one in the right.
I think the one on the left won.
One, but it should have been her.
Yeah, definitely the one on the right for sure. She's pretty. Yeah, she's much more attractive, no doubt.
If I told you that one of these people was a transgender woman, so a biological male, which one? You were quick, girl. I can see it in the face. The one on the left?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because she's ugly.
That's unbelievable. I've never seen that before. The biological women are now getting their achievements just stripped off of them by men. Is this what you wanted?
Personally, I think because you're a man, you shouldn't have any words in this situation.
Let me ask you a question. Are you affected? You're saying because I'm a man, I'm not affected by abortion. I shouldn't have an opinion on it.
Pretty much.
Okay. So, are you affected in any way by the war in Ukraine?
I don't know enough about that information.
Okay. Are you affected in any way by the Holocaust?
not personally. I'm not Jewish.
Do you think the Holocaust is bad?
I do.
So you have an opinion on something that doesn't directly affect you, right?
That's a jaw on the floor knockout. She was dumbfounded. Great use of logic, good points, and just a stunning performance by my man here.
Girl or a boy?
Girl.
Could you be a boy? That's a silly question, isn't it?
No.
What's daddy?
A boy.
And what's mommy?
A girl.
Why do you think women get paid less than men for the same jobs?
Girls don't work as hard as the boys.
What are they doing instead of working hard?
Doing other stuff.
Like what kind of other stuff?
Texting and running on the track. Probably because women care about shopping more than work.
And so you think that they're kind of slacking off at work, shopping online, and that's, yeah? Have you ever seen that happen?
No, but I think it.
Oh boy, what are the feminists gonna do now? Scream at the children as well?
Yes, I like being ran. Yes, I like gangbangs. I like being manhandled by several different men at once. If you want to call it being ran, you call it whatever you want. I'm sexually liberated and I'm a goddess and I deserve to have hands all over my body.
Right.
I deserve to be worshipped. Like, why not? I deserve that attention.
This just screams unresolved trauma, by the way. You want that much attention and validation from strangers, people you don't know, people you've probably not even met for more than a day. That must have been a rough home life, man. You kind of gotta feel bad.
How many genders are there?
There's a spectrum of genders, you can't really say.
Like an unlimited amount, you would say? Yeah. Do you think that, like, if a man identified as a woman, he should be able to go into the women's restroom?
Yeah.
If he had, like, let's say he still had, like, a penis and everything like that, and he just identifies a woman, that's cool for him to go in there?
Yeah. I mean, if they're a woman, they're a woman. Yeah.
You think you can be a woman with a penis?
You sure about that?
Fair enough.
I feel like denying trans people life-saving care is a kind of rude thing to do.
Life-saving care? Mm-hmm. Okay, so denying trans people their life-saving care is a rude thing to do.
Do you think it saves kids' lives to stop their bodies from going through puberty?
I think it does.
How come?
Because there's studies showing that, like, people who transition, who are pre-transitioning... How do I explain this?
It's okay, take your time. No pressure.
Stop it. Get some help.
There are studies showing that children who are unable to transition, and keep in mind, most of the time they're not being given hormones at 13. They're given puberty blockers to stop them from going through what they feel is the wrong puberty.
Okay.
And their experience it. I don't want to have this conversation.
No. You're on to something. You want him to take it, or?
He is gay. Yeah, this is him. He's gay. I called up my dad and I said, hey, guess what? Your grandson? Gay. Gay, gay, gay. Well, my son is gay. Gay. Very gay. Very gay.
Poor child is gonna go through so much, and it's not even his fault. Bro just ended up in the wrong uterus. I'm gonna call CPS right now, dude.
So I noticed you had a lot of thoughts on feminism. I'm a feminist, but
Totally
I
fine.
was just wondering, how do you differentiate between the extremism that exists in feminism, as it does across, multiple different ideologies, but how do you differentiate between the extremism and how, feminists like me think? I don't hate men.
It's a great question, and I'm glad you asked it. It's a great, great question. So what you have to realize about the left when you talk about extremism is they hack words that once had real meaning, and they take them for their own nefarious goals, right? So they'll say racism, and you'll go, oh my God, no, really, racism used to exist, but now it means organizing your pantry. That's obviously not racism. That's completely ridiculous. You see something like feminism, and once upon a time, women were fighting for the right to vote. Well, now we have that. We have equal footing. And now they're using those terms. They're hiding behind the shield of feminism, and they're doing actually horrible things in society. And I blame feminists for almost every ill that we have right now, because they've encouraged people not to act as a woman, and they bash men all the time. And I think that they have contributed the most to the breakdown of family in terms of an ideology. Now, for you,
answer my question.
no, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Now, for you, you're like, okay, but I actually am somebody that just believes in equality, that there should be equality between the sexes, right?
I think it's more culturally and socially, not necessarily in the realm of legality.
Sure. So I'm going to ask you, what is it socially? So you could call yourself something, right? That means that there's some fight that you have. What is it socially that you and I have as women that we don't have that men do? Why is there a need for you to be a feminist?
I think as women, we are undervalued when it comes to our intelligence. I think people, especially for me, as a woman who, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Go ahead, let her talk.
For me, as a woman, I feel like a lot of people look at me and think I'm superficial. They think I'm vapid. They don't necessarily see that I could be intelligent, that I could speak for myself. They tend to automatically...
Guys, don't be rude. Go ahead.
I tend to get belittled a lot, and that comes from men, not necessarily women, right?
So you're saying in your personal capacity, men are belittling you, right?